Hey everybody, GravyTrain here with another episode of GravyTraining. So this time, as we get further down the list of the meta, it doesn't really make sense to do single videos for a bunch of these heroes that you're not going to use as much or that aren't as significant. So I'm going to start covering the heroes either in like logical groups or like based on family and stuff like that. So there will still be a few single videos. I've got one that'll be coming out on probably the furnace, and I'll probably wait to do an Arya one. Actually, I'll do Arya with the assassins. So anyhow, yeah, this is going to be the format for a little bit until I get through the rest of these heroes, and then I'll just handle them one by one as they come out or get updated or things like that. So let's get started. Alright, so let me adjust this camera a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through the heroes that we got here. We'll start with Icebloom. Icebloom is just a caster. No family, just a career. She's an orphan. So I have kind of a surprising setup for Icebloom. If you're going to use Icebloom, because she has some drawbacks and she's not overly strong, actually on the weak side, you want to maximize her potential. So I actually have 5 festives, purple, yellow, red, and 2 blues on Icebloom, just for right now. And that takes her to decent enough stats. She's not terrible in the stat department. Skills maybe a little low. She is a gold hero then because she's getting 15%. Yeah, she's gold. Crit chance is decent. She doesn't do a ton of damage, but I will show you why when we get to her abilities. So first of all, she can't be frozen, which is always nice. Ice allies will heal a small amount when they're frozen, so if your enemy, or in this case her, freezes you, you'll be at least healed a little bit while that's the case. The chills, she's got a 50% chance to slow the target when dealing damage to an enemy, so that is actually nice. They will go from whatever speed they are to slow, which means they'll act in the last phase of each round. That's actually fairly decent. Unbreakable Heart, she basically gets a UH rune built in as part of her hero, so she doesn't need the rune to get it, which means technically I could put 2 UH runes on her and she would get it 3 times. Not worth it. Mystical, boosted damage versus tanks and slow targets, which she makes targets slow. She cannot be cryoslept, which is one of her powers. So, and I'm going to go a little bit quickly through these because I've got 4 heroes to cover. So we've got a ranged spirit attack doing damage, plus she's got a 30% chance to gain invincibility. That is because of her epic, which gives her max health, attack, and defense. Her first special is Let It Snow. It's a ranged water wind attack that damages all enemies for 1098 base damage and has a chance to freeze all. Freeze all includes your heroes, so she will freeze your team too. Kinda, nah. Cryosleep. Cryosleep. Actually, I only need 4 festives on her. I swear this used to be like 8. But either way, so I could pull a festive off of her. Whoop-de-doo. So she freezes an enemy solid, so they do not take damage nor move. When removed, has an 80% chance to slow the target, so they're going to be, it's the same thing with the slow. They can't be targeted. They do not take damage from AoE attacks. They do not get to act. They are a little blue ball of snow, or ice, and that's it. If anybody else in the team gets killed or gets a major status effect added to them, like banished or something else, the cryo sleep goes away. So it's kind of iffy, but it's a nice, quick form of crowd control. I would run her occasionally with Zulk. I would banish somebody, and then I would use her to cryo sleep, and then I'm only dealing with 2 people, and whatever. So that's pretty good. Misdirect adds taunt to a hero or to an ally and buffs their defense by 60%. That's pretty badass. So, that's basically her. She's not remarkable. She's more utility than anything. And that's it. Selwyn, aka Chillwyn the Enduring. But Selwyn is a pure caster as well. I rune him for defense. I've got a little bit on the offense there just because it's a red rune. Guardian rune. And then I have a tank rune on him. So the reason you do a tank rune on him is that, well, I'll go into it, but effectively he's got massive defense, and he gets even more to start off. So he cannot be frozen. He actually reflects 50% of ranged damage back at the attacker. At the start of each turn, he cleanses 1 debuff on himself. And because he can't be frozen, that means he'll cleanse Silence or cleanse something else. Boosted damage versus tanks and slow targets. Starts the dungeon in Ice Block, reducing damage taken, and becomes debuff immune until his first turn. Can't be stolen, copied, or purged. So, as far as Jin goes, so yeah, he has an immunity to being, or immunity to debuffs. Jin's passive bypasses immunity to debuffs, so he'll still get silenced. Then he goes into Ice Block, which purges all buffs, or purges all debuffs. So he's in Ice Block, he's not debuffed, and he still keeps that taunt from the taunt rune. So he starts out a taunting Ice Block, which gives him significant reducing damage taken, so basically he gets damage reduction, and he's debuff immune. Arcane Winds. Nobody, this is such an obscure thing. When on a team with Pontifex Mortis, caster allies gain +1 energy at the end of each round. You're much better off just taking Jin. So that is his basics. His epic is a 30% chance to do 3x damage and Frostbite, which Frostbite means that anytime the enemy uses one of their specials, they take damage for it. It's like 20%. He gets defense, attack, and health, so this is actually a pretty solid epic. His base attack does that, blah, blah, blah. So his S1, his first special, is a ranged water attack on all enemies for 17-16 base damage with a chance to freeze. So this is like Falcon's Call to War artillery. It's just going to damage and freeze, hopefully everybody, as many as possible. So this is really good for especially early crowd control. Next, we've got Chilling Blast. It's a ranged water attack for 4,200 damage. The chance to chill. Chill means they don't gain energy. So, I mean, they can gain energy from specials that give them energy, but they don't gain that energy every turn, which means if they're waiting for abilities to come back up, they're not going to come back up. So that's not bad. It's decent damage. And then finally, Frost Barrage. So water allies gain 74% attack, and then ranged water attack for 2,000 base damage on all enemies with a chance to frostbite. So, yeah, all in all, not too bad. Not too bad. He's better as a defensive and a controlling hero. Next, we have Healing Queen Yasmine, or just Yasmine, unless you have the skin. So she is just a pure healer, nothing more. She's not the best healer in the game by any stretch. She can't res. She basically she heals well, but that's it. So I give her a Survivor rune just to purge status effects at the end of each round. Give her a Bulwark. hero just because it was the only rune that I had. Another hero, this one is defense defense with a chance to shock. And then a bulwark rune, defense defense, reduced damage or health, reduced damage from light heroes. Just happened to be one that had good defense that I had. So her stats, unremarkable. She's not an attacking hero, not like Craw being a healer can still do damage, like not all that great. Pwn Undead, so she has boosted damage versus undead targets. When you don't do much damage anyways, that really doesn't matter. Increases health by 20% for all water allies. That is decent. Heals the lowest hit point ally each turn, and it's a fairly significant one, but Ember is so much better at this. Magical, she takes less damage from non-physical attacks. So her epic, by the way, has a 30% chance to apply cleansing regeneration to all allies and deal 2x damage. Well, 2x of like next to nothing is still next to nothing, so. Her abilities: Team Mend. Recovers basically 8,000 health split between the whole team. I think that's split evenly, which means that it's not going to be this person is at full health, so that health gets distributed to the others. I mean, effectively, it's not distributed health. It's just split, boom. So, meh. Cure Wounds heals a single ally for 6,000 health and removes 2 debuffs. So, that's nice. And then Aegis Bandage heals 6,700 health, split between the team, and shields the next attack on the ally that she targets. So it gives them an Aegis shield. So, I mean, meh. She doesn't res, though, so nobody really uses her much anymore. And then finally, Kai. So Kai is he's a fast caster. He is all utility. His damage is like meh. His leadership is meh. He brings utility. So, I mean, you can rune him heavy for offense. I don't personally think it's worth it. I mean, there's so many better choices if you want the damage. You want him to survive to continue to provide his utility. So, I give him a focus rune just for some extra chance to have his effects land and things like that, or be more effective. A duelist rune with defense. Just a standard. I have a bajillion of these. Give him 1 festive. I mean, sometimes I would go for 2, but I've got so many heroes ruined right now. And it really doesn't matter. Typically, you're going to do his S1, then his S2, then his S3. Or his S1 and his S3 and his S2. And then finally, I have a caster rune, so he's just got a chance to purge a buff on hit. Looking at his stats then, they're garbage. Ideally, he'll be survivable a little bit, but as long as he gets his first thing off, it's pretty much all he needs to do. So he is fast. He is mystical, so he does more damage to tanks and slow targets. Cleansing Seas. So he cleanses 3 debuffs on himself at the start of this hero's turn. So how Zulk does this, basically Zulk and him have exactly the same ability here. This is great. So he gets Silence, he gets Frozen, he gets Demon debuffed, he gets whatever, and he's going to purge up to 3 of those abilities off of himself every turn. So he's a good one. You don't need to have somebody that blocks Silence or cleanses him. He cleanses himself. Torrential Tides. Water allies gain 15% damage penetration. Cool. Wave Rider. He starts with +1 energy and 10% max health for each other water ally on the team. Also not bad. And his abilities. He does not have an epic. So his basic attack is just a basic attack. Surf's Up. So this is probably the most useful ability he has. It's an undodgeable ranged water attack on all enemies. 2,300 damage and causes all AoE attacks to do minus 62% damage. So that's significant. Any active taunt abilities on enemies will be purged. So it's not, there's a chance to purge it. It's not purging a buff. It's all taunt goes away. Even Gortusk. So, yeah, that's very useful when you need to clear taunt off of Lily or Dagrand or whoever. This lets you freeze that up. Backsplash is a melee water attack on all enemies for 2300 base damage and causes all targets' AoE, area of effect, abilities to also target allies, not just enemies. And it also purges a buff from each target hit. So let's look at that. We'll work backwards. So purge the buff on each target hit. That by itself is worthwhile for this ability. But the backsplash effect means that Life Reaper Braum doing his AE attack, Ember doing an AE attack, Falcon doing an AE attack, Jin doing an AE attack, they also damage all of their allies. So that's pretty cool. It's not game-changing, but it's pretty cool. And then finally, Call of the Deep. Allies gain a 100% chance to revenge any attack for 2 turns, and it's a 93% defense buff. So that is disgusting. I've taken him out with, say, Lily and Jumbo or things like that, where he's just out there with ridiculous defense heroes. Yeah, I mean, you can get Lily up to like 70,000 defense or 80,000 defense. It is disgusting. So those are the heroes. So let's go give them a run. I'm still waiting for somebody to encounter my defense, by the way, or to encounter it and actually like accept the challenge, because I have had nobody give this a try since I tried, or since I put it out here. Okay, so this Lily is definitely going to have taunt. This is a good time to use it. Let's go ahead and go. I'm just going to do a blue team. I think these 4 heroes together might be viable. So, I mean, I'm probably going to get my butt kicked. But you can at least kind of see what the heroes are doing. So Kai's fast. He'd go first no matter what. I probably want to put Icebloom next. Then I want to put Yasmine. And then I want to put Selwyn. So they're going to get all of the synergies for being blue heroes and all that other stuff. I put Selwyn last because he's going to keep taunt. And he's going to stay in ice block form. And I'm not going to run too many battles with these heroes. They're not all that significant. I mean, Selwyn is definitely useful as a defender or to, like, soak up attacks. But other than that... Alright, so here you can see here he's in ice block form and he's still got taunt. So that's the, like, uber thing. So I'm going to wash the taunt away. So they get the drenched effect. Okay, and apparently one of these has got a chance. Oh, it was Dagrand did Dwarven Smackdown, so he pulled him out of ice block form. So she can't use any of her abilities first turn because of Jin, so I'm just going to attack somebody. Kai gets frozen, but he won't stay frozen. I'm probably just going to get my butt kicked. Oh yeah, Kai's dead. Selwyn's dead. Yeah, okay. I should have figured this team wasn't going to do very well against this, but... let's try one more. I mean, what I should probably do is... Oof, yeah. They don't even... Why do they have Lily without the skin? That's weird. I'm going to pull off Yasmine and put in Jin, just because them being unsilenced. So these two won't be silenced. She still will, but that's fine. Okay, so there's no taunt. So in that case, I'm going to do Call of the Deep. Give me revenge attacks and massive damage boost, or defense boost. Attack Jin. Epic attack. Nice. I've never seen her one-shot anybody before. That's crazy. Alright, so now we'll do a freeze. We'll get 2 of them. And so now you've isolated it down to just Valken without any support. Alright, so now since I'm not trying to get rid of any taunt or anything, I'm going to go ahead and clear some buffs off of Lily. And now I want to make sure that Lily isn't a problem. Boom, ice block. And Valken is all paralyzed. I'm going to attack. Well, actually, here I'm going to silence. Keep him from doing much. Look how much. I mean, she basically normally a normal hero would just would have gotten crushed by Agrim. So her defense is so high. Do that. And I don't want to freeze my team, so I am going to make Selwyn, since he's got a super high defense, make him taunt. Do Chilling Blast. Chain Lightning. And just an attack. He's not going to do much base damage. I don't want to freeze my team. And she's all sorts of slowed. There we go. So, actually not a terrible team. And that defense wasn't bad by any stretch. So, anyhow, I hope you liked it. I'm going to cut this short here before the video gets too long. So, thanks for watching. Appreciate a thumbs up and a subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell and get notified when I do a new video. And thank you so much. I do want to take a minute and just say that you guys are a great community. I really appreciate all your support, all your feedback and activity on comments, and I do see and get people tell me about times when you guys are promoting my channel on general chat or in other forums online, things like that. I really do appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate all of you guys following me and being so supportive of the content. So thank you very much, all of you. You know who you are, for all your support. So you guys have a great day.